Anyway, hello guys. I am back, and today we are playing the Sun and Moon After Hours dating sim. This is a fan-made game. I will leave the link down in the description in case anyone else wants to play it. But today, at the time of this recording, is Valentine's Day, and I figured I'd play this game because I feel like it's very fitting. So, alright, let's start a new game. My name is Jamie. Yes. Another reason why I wanted to play this is not many people know this. I mean, some people might, but I am a big Sun and Moon fangirl. I have a lot of Sun and Moon merch from U2's. And they're just really cute. They're my favorite characters in Security Breach. They're just so funny. So, yeah, let's get into this. Jamie? Jamie, wake up. Oh, it's voice acted, okay. I jolt awake, a bright light in my eyes, and someone's hand on my shoulder. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me, and my phone is resting where I had my head laid down. Its shape is probably imprinted on my face right now.
Good lord, when was the last time you slept?
I don't know. That's me. Vanessa sighs.
Whatever. No one's here but us anyway. I'll keep quiet if you just do your job, alright?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, get to it.
Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop when I raise my arms above my head. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive doors leading into the daycare. The daycare's bright lights and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the pizzaplex. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet. Time to get this over with. I popped up a panel behind the desk and cringed at the mess of wires in the wall. As much as I wish I could, I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever. If it means I get to go to the sleep corner, I'll do it. Click the end of each cable in the correct order to proceed. Okay. This should be easy. I think. Okay, number 2. Okay. Number 3. Easy. Standing back up, I stretched again, palms on my back as I let out a tired sigh. That is until I hear the faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here, and the small stage leading into their room is directly above the ball pit. Not that I know a lot about them, the staff hasn't said much, and since I'm still new here, I haven't even met with them, nor have I met the other animatronics like the Glamrex or DJ. Most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I sit on the edge. That is until...
Hello? Hey there, friend. Oh, I don't remember seeing you around. Are you new here?
Oh, there he is! He's so cute! I love how the artist drew him. He looks adorable. Hello, son! So cute. Something or someone jumps up in front of me, and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color, scanning me. I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit, holding me from underneath my arms as if I weighed nothing. Ooh, what was that? Okay. I'm guessing because there's like affection points, so there's good answers and bad answers. And of course there are. I play Danganronpa, school mode, I know how this works. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. It's not every day I see a new member of staff here. It's pretty empty when all the kids go home, you know.
Oh, buddy. I'll definitely have to get used to how energetic this guy seems. He finally sets me back down. making sure I'm able to stand on both feet before letting go. Thanks, and yeah, I'm new here. Just finishing up my first week, actually.
Oh, and how's that been? Good, I hope.
Yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decided to follow me.
By the way, could you tell me your name? My name's Sun, but people come up with all sorts of nicknames like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sundrop, like the candy.
I know, they're so cute. Oh, not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that. And the name kind of stuck over time, which is fine by me.
Cool, my preferred name is Jamie, by the way.
Well, it's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too, you're so cute. I just want to squish his cheeks, even though they're made of metal. They're so cute. Look at him. I can't help but smile a bit. But duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can faintly see his face reflected on the screen as he watches what I'm doing.
What should you need the light off for?
I have to test all the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time left them a mess, so I have to do it one at a time. Considering how wordy he's been so far, such a short answer tells me something's up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be overanalyzing. Something wrong? Something's wrong?
No, just noticed how tired you look. That's all. I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you.
What? Why?
Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while.
Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. He's so sweet. I don't understand why. I mean, I kind of understand why some people don't like him because of Moon, but like, he's so cute and kind. And then in Help Wanted 2, he is the sass master, and I love it. I am here for it. The music once playing from the speakers on the ceiling comes to a halt, silence blanketing over the massive daycare as the computer screens become my only light source. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way toward the play structure, since that's where the generators are located for some reason. It's eerily quiet as I try finding the structure with the first generator. The lack of true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enters my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me, I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight toward the ceiling, only to see nothing there. Sun? Sun? I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh every time Moon does his eerie little cackle. It's really funny. I flinch at the noise, frantically shining my light to see what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Sounded— oh, jeez. Fuck. Hi, Moony! Oh, look at his eyes. They're so pretty. I love how you drew the eyes, the artist. You're so pretty. Well, Moon is kind of pretty, so. I drop my flashlight and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters, giggling hysterically. He seems proud of himself. I sigh, picking up my flashlight and get back up to continue what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts to follow me.
Sorry for the scare. I couldn't help myself.
Ah! I don't know. There's something about Moon's voice that's just so appealing. I don't know what it is. It's sexy. Don't judge me. Sure. I take the first path into the play structure I see, hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later.
You're going the wrong way.
Am I? I turn around and he has his arms crossed as he leans against the structure.
Yeah, I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better.
I think about it for a second. If this guy's anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around, since we find the generator rather easily.
There you go.
He sits beside me as I go to turn it on, his glowing red eyes watching me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but don't you think those red eyes are kinda intimidating for a daycare attendant?
Yeah, was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone.
I think they're fine. I think they're kind of pretty. Fair enough. The red does look kind of cool with the blue and white. See?
Why, thank you.
He's so cute. I roll my eyes, a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I?
I already know.
Oh, did Sun tell you?
In a way, we're technically the same.
Oh god, no, god damn it, not now, dogs, please! God damn it, every time I record. What does that mean? You two do look similar. What does that mean? What does that mean?
We are the same body. I mean, Sunny can still see and hear everything that's going on as we speak.
Huh? So he was in on the prank too?
No, he's still electric before.
Hang on 1 second, guys. I gotta go shut my dogs up. Be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I am back. Serves you right.
I was just messing with you.
I was going to say something, but it's just me. I'm really too shy to sometimes say stuff inappropriate that's like really inappropriate. Like, I can curse, that's fine, but like just saying stuff that's like sexual, I find really hard time saying. It's embarrassing.
But if you want, I won't do it again. For now.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say, you can mess with me anytime, baby. That sounded so cringe. Oh my god. Don't. God damn it. Why is he so pretty? Why'd you have to draw him so pretty? Why? Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure.
I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though.
Right. Right on it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red light on the device turns green. It looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure, and I hear Moon following close behind. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight to my belt before stretching my arms above my head. I sigh, arms dropping back to my sides as I go to turn the lights on from the desk. You hear the lights turn back on and the music on the daycare starts playing as I turn around, and flinch at the sight of Sun already there, smiling brightly.
Hello again.
Hello! Hey, so you two just switch out whenever you need to?
No, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Moody's in charge when they're off. I still don't like that he decided to scare you, though.
Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritating with his arms crossed is weirdly endearing. He's just adorable. Hey, don't worry about that, I'm over it. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Why do they keep the generators in there anyway? Don't you think it would be kind of dangerous to keep the generators in place kids would be playing in? That's what literally I think everyone says. Why the hell are the generators in the play structures where the kids could, like, trip on the wires or, like, mess with the generators?
Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway.
And when exactly are these things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress. On it is a short checklist to keep track of how many each generator is working. Oh my god! Hi, Sunny! I know it'll get annoying, like, hearing me say it over and over again, but I can't help it. He's so cute. The best character in Security Breach. Fight me. Fuck Glamrock Freddy. I start looking around for a pen, when Sun sticks his hand in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap. I want that dinosaur cap. It's adorable.
Here you go.
I smile at the gesture, taking the pen so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cables, Sighing as the tangled mess I still have to deal with. Okay. Follow the wire. Okay. This one? Okay. Wait, messed up. Okay, and there. I stand up and take a look at my work. Time to do it all again, I guess. As I go to turn the lights off again, I hear music blasting from somewhere else, which is weird since usually the radio is off when the Pizzaplex is closed for the night. Any idea what that music is?
That's the DJ. Oh, he makes his own music, so it's out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home. I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time.
Aww. Really?
Yep.
When was the last time you left this place? Never.
Okay, well, technically I've never left.
I figured. I feel bad for Sun. Moon's technically the only one that gets to go out. Like, I don't know, like, in the game if he's bound to the daycare. But, like, well, Sun is, but Moon isn't. I feel so bad for him. He's so lonely.
But every hour when the power gets rerouted, Mooney goes on patrol around the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders. He says the DJ makes for good company.
I rub my eyes, feeling my lack of sleep catching up with me again. The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Why do they need Moon to... yeah. Why do they need Moon to patrol the place? Isn't that what the staff bots are for?
The staff bots help alert Moon to anything or anyone that shouldn't be there.
I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again descending into mostly silence. I hear gears whirring behind me as Moon hums slightly. I'm always tired. Oh boy, what gave that away? Yeah. Yeah.
I thought so.
I hear Moon step away for a minute. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structures, stopping once I'm a few feet away from the desk. I wait for Moon to come back, since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirring above me, I point my flashlight toward the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's not trying to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked onto his back from the ceiling. So that's how he flies around the place? There you are.
Here, take this.
He holds out an already open soda can for me to take, a grape-flavored fizzy fast to be specific. Thanks.
No problem. Sonny meant to get it for you earlier.
Aww.
But I had something different in mind.
Yeah, I could tell. A piece of shit. He has a smug grin on his face. Yeah, you decided to scare me half to death. I roll my eyes as I take a long sip of the carbonated heart attack I can.
Come on. Live a little.
Checking the watch on my other hand, I see that it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I've spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. You want to help with the other generators, or what? Moon's expression didn't change. He just stares at me for a moment before speaking.
You look exhausted.
I am exhausted.
Shouldn't you take a break then?
I take another sip of soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what?
Well, I am an hourly patrol to take care of. You could always tag along.
I get to hang out with Mooney. You know what? Fuck Vanessa, let's do this. You know what? Yeah, sure. Just as long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. Moon's smile grew over so slightly at my statement, but it seems like more of a genuine smile than his gremlin look from earlier.
I doubt that'll happen. The Pizzaplex is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small.
I know, but still.
Trust me, it won't happen. Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you're ready to pass out.
I'd love to, if I didn't have a job to do. The cable still attached to his back, Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me.
Not right now, you don't.
Without another word, Moon wraps his arms around my torso before the cable lifts him up, at least 40 feet above the ground. Holy... Panicked, I cling onto him as I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him.
Don't worry, I won't drop you.
You better not! I was about to say, Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand, because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the atrium, with the giant holograms of the glam rock still active despite the pizza blacks being closed for the night. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally, one will look up at us, and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. Eventually, I get used to being so high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Moon lands on a railing on the 3rd floor of the atrium, likely about to change directions and head somewhere else. It is until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and he suddenly turns to look in a different direction. Hopping off the railing, Moon sets me down before hovering off the ground again.
Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder.
Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. Sighing, I look up when I see another staff bot looking at me seemingly confused. Oh, look at that, they're so cute. Just guessing by the way it stops and tilts its head when it sees me. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. You'll tell me if Vanessa is nearby, right? You'll tell me if Vanessa is nearby, right? The bot stares. I stare back. I nod in understanding before going to sit in one of the booths in L Chips. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since, this morning? Maybe that's also why I feel so out of it. If only if I could inhale the pictures of food on the wall. I try the next best thing and search behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an unopened bag of nachos. Good enough. That's gross. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like the number of staff bots around seem pretty sparse in general. Maybe they're gone to wherever Moon is. Not that I know where he went anyway. I don't think much of it, simply continuing to fuel up on chips while listening to the droning ambience of the main bright lights in the atrium. I could feel my ears ringing from the silence. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone became deafeningly loud. Maybe I somehow got used to the daycare's nonstop music loop already. It feels strangely empty here without it. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up, I go to throw away the now emptied chip bag. One hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment, as I stood up too fast. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell this nauseating feeling. Is it Vanny? Is Vanny here? When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out. And is it just me, or does my vision seem weirdly red? Vanny. Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots for help, disoriented by whatever is happening to me. But instead of a staff bot... Oh, it is Vanny! She looks really cool, though. I like this art style. While I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray, humanoid silhouette and 2 bright red eyes fixated on me. Intruder. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gotten worse as I misstep and tumble down the first short flight of stairs. I force myself back up, using the railing for support before something grabs the back of my shirt. Hold on to the railing or fight back? Fight back. I let go and try to swing at whoever grabbed me, missing due to the disoriented vision. I bumped into the other railing before being dragged back up the stairs by one of my arms, my attacker having an iron grip on it. Looking up, I see someone clad in a gray rabbit costume, bright red eyes staring down at me with an eerily large, unmoving black grin. Hey, Vanny! Let go, you bastard! The sound of my voice is completely drowned out by the strange sound in my ears, the face of the person fading in and out as my sight continued to worsen by the second. I feel like my head is splitting open from the noise. I can't even try to orient myself. Reduced to a rag doll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I'm dragged back into L Chips. I helplessly tried to grab at the tile floor to no avail. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding in my head at this point. We're nearing the kitchen at the back of the small restaurant, blocked off by a metal door. I'm running out of time. I try kicking my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back. Their other hand wielded a large kitchen knife. They're going to kill me. They're going to drag me into the kitchen and kill me. Where's Vanessa? Does she know what's happening? Would she be able to find us? Would I be dead and buried before anyone even knew I was gone? I'm just barely able to cling into the corner of the counter, trying to buy whatever time I can. Call for help? I try calling for anyone to help me, unsure if I can even be heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. Call for a staff bot. My attacker has both hands on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. One of my hands slipped from the counter. I can't hang on any longer. I'm going to die. Moon, get your ass over here. Moon! Moon, help me, please. My hand slipped from the counter and I'm dragged back. I'm practically clawing at the floor, but the consumed stranger yanked me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. There's no lights on in here, so I'm almost completely drowned in darkness as I lay on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming from beyond the door. Looking behind me, I see that bit of a light started slipping away as the attacker's silhouette started to merge from the darkness, their red eyes being the only thing I can see, and probably the last thing I'll see. The beam of light from beyond the door floods back into the room and the gray rabbit is nowhere to be seen. My vision finally starts to clear up as I look toward whatever landed nearby. Money! Moon! A different pair of red lights looked back at me and lunged in my direction. I scurry backwards, panicked, until two familiar robotic arms grab me, pulling me back out of the kitchen into the atrium. I could finally see clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. I stare right into nothing even as I'm carried into the air. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon's grip on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. He makes a smooth landing onto the floor, the cable on his back unhooking and retreating back to the ceiling as I'm placed on the ground. He doesn't let go, though. It almost feels like his arms are shaking, or maybe that's me. I can't see his face. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arms finally loosen, as if he just let out a relieved sigh before letting go of me. I myself can't find words for what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind completely blanks. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight is still kicking in, and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly, and he walks over to something on the floor a few yards away. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. My flashlight. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fans revving up, and he looks like he's deep in thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand.
Did she hurt you at all?
I fidget with the flashlight a bit. Battery's dead. No, thank God. I mean, I did just fall down a flight of stairs, but we can just ignore that detail, right?
Good. I'm sorry for not being sooner.
Oh, it's okay, honey. You should have let me stay here. It's fine.
You could have died.
Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so...
Barely.
Why do you care so much anyway? I basically just got here and, well, you barely know me.
This is my job. I don't just look after the kids. Everyone that steps into the building is my responsibility, and that includes you.
Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive doors by the desk. Where are you going?
Locking this place up. Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you alone here to go deal with it. And bringing you with me is too risky.
I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door. From disc chairs to smaller play structures, basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. Can't you just lock it?
Already did, but I'm not taking any chances.
Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and go over to the charging docks by the desk to recharge my flashlight.
I'm guessing you'd rather get out of here sooner than later, right?
Not in a rush to leave by myself, really. Yeah, kind of. Not in a rush to leave by myself, really. I live alone, so...
Oh, still, you can't stay here forever. Well, if you want to get going with the generators, just say the word.
Right. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock and sure enough it works. I turn it on and point it back to the structure. Shall we? Moon nods and we waste no time fighting the next generator. Thankfully it works just fine now. With that over with, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say they can both see and hear everything happening, even if they're not the one piloting the robot body. I catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning the light back on. 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up, and as usual, the music comes back on. Even with the cheerful music, the mood remains heavier as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried Sun frantically checking me for any injuries.
Oh my gosh, are you sure you're okay? You poor thing, you must have been so scared. Oh, I'm sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew we would have...
Don't worry, I'm okay. Hey, it's already over. Sun, don't worry about it, I'm okay. Sun still looks guilty. He continues to check my arms and torso to see if I'm hurt. But at least he isn't pulling me around like a rag doll.
I have to worry. Keeping everyone safe here is my job. If I can't protect one person, then...
Sun is visibly distraught. His rays are practically drooping. Seems that didn't help much. Calm him with words, calm him with a hug, continue with your job. I'm gonna save. Real quick. Hug. It's a bit of a reach considering how tall he is compared to me even when kneeling. But I manage to wrap my arms around Sun's torso, hoping he'll calm him down. He doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back, his internal fans getting much louder. Oh, Sunny! He has one arm around my torso and one hand softly behind the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. I want to hug this Sunny. I do. I genuinely want to give Sun a hug. He's so cute. And he deserves one. We say nothing for a few minutes. I was trying to calm him down, but honestly this hug is a huge comfort for me too. No wonder they're trusting with kids, even as an adult. I feel an odd sense of security around him. Considering what just happened, it feels nice. Question.
Huh?
What was Moon alerted to anyway?
Oh, a little boy snuck in to see Freddy again.
Gregory. He seems irritated when he says that. Again?
Yeah, this isn't the first time the little rule breaker snuck in here.
Something tells me that security isn't as strict as you would think, though. If a kid managed to sneak in more than once. Yeah, true, but if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't really see a problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get into trouble. He seems almost playful bitter. What did this kid even do? Oh, we know what he did. Maybe I should ask later, though. I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far, though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various other objects in front of the massive door.
Making sure no one's getting in here.
Can't you put me down, though?
No. After all that, there's no way I can leave you on your own now. What if that person finds you here and we're not around?
You know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. Spending time with Sunny and Mooney. Definitely fine with that. Sun, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'd notice. Looking up at Sun's face, I noticed the long cable lower from the ceiling and hook into Sun's back.
You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances.
We suddenly jerk upward and I'm lifted into the air along with Sun. I missed much faster and more recklessly than Moon. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about the freak, since the staff bots didn't react at all.
Oh, gosh, you're right. Okay, but we're making it quick.
Sure thing. Sun suddenly changes direction in the air as we started heading back toward the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from that height way too early as we basically started free-falling toward the ball pit. Oh, shit! Grab onto Sun. I am just barely able to grab onto Sun before gravity takes me. We're both tangled in the cable, though. Once again, we're stunned into silence. Just when I thought things were calmed down, I felt my heart going a mile a minute from adrenaline and Sun's internal fans are on full blast. I keep clinging onto Sun for dear life, so we're slowly lowered into the ball pit. Clutching my chest with one hand over my racing heart, I'm able to get out of the tangled mess pretty easily. Sun is clearly having a harder time though, just thrashing in the tangled tangled cable. Sun, chill out, let me get you out of there.
No thanks. I'm fine. I can get out myself.
Are you sure? I sigh, standing in silence for about a minute as Sun fails to get out himself. Sun. Sun finally stops, his faceplate drooping in defeat. Aw, poor baby. Do you want my help now? Alright then, hold still for a second. Getting him out of the cable isn't hard. Once I'm done, I unhook the cable from his back and let it retreat back to the ceiling. I give Sun a minute before I decided to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now?
Yeah.
Aww. I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk.
That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon.
Oh really? Actually, I kind of get it now. Not to diss you or anything, but Moon seems to know what he was doing, I think.
Yep, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols. Plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping.
So, he doesn't go free-falling and end up tangled in the cable?
Well, no. But I could do it just as well.
Not doubting that, you just need more time. You want to try it again then? I can keep a timer for you. No, that's mean. Hey, I'm not doubting that at all. You just need more time to practice. You tried your best, so I can't really be mad. Sun smiles sheepishly, his face spinning a bit.
Well, I'm happy you think so.
How he manages to be this endearing is beyond me. He really is as sunny as his name. I can't hold back a smile as I go to pick up my phone from the desk. Glancing back at Sun, I pulled up Vanessa's contact on my phone and hold it up for Sun to take. You want to call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime.
Yes, please.
Sun wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa, and I leave him to it as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Okay. Let's see. 3, 4. Standing up straight, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Sun on the phone. He has the device held in front of him, probably on speaker mode, and he seems concerned. Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now.
There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have the time.
He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously, and his rays have shrunk a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Sun glanced over at him for a moment before Vanessa starts talking back, and he sets his attention back on the phone.
If something really did happen, the staff box would have let me know.
But what if they don't?
That shouldn't be possible. I believe that if it was just one bot, but there's no way that many of them would just stop working out of nowhere.
Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous?
Fine, that's not possible. They're supposed to go off if they see someone that shouldn't be here. Look, I don't want you to completely have what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't add up. I'll ask you about it later. I have to go check on the video.
Before Sun can respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arm drops in defeat as I make my way over to him, and he hands back the phone. She didn't believe you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Sun forces a smile and waves his hands in front of him nonchalantly.
Yeah, fine. Just worried.
Yeah, no kidding.
She thought it was this weird bug we had a while back. That maybe it was making me see things that weren't there.
A bug?
It's a long story. But she thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit we used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit.
What?
Yep, I tried telling her that it wasn't real since you were there and...
There used to be a rabbit here?
Yeah. I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie. He was one of the glamour.
Yeah, we know about him. Huh?
Yeah. The others don't really like to talk about it, so...
We know what happened to that rabbit. Monty. That's why nobody likes Monty. I guess there's something else we can ask Vanessa about later.
Maybe.
Remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut off the lights for the 3rd time. Halfway there, glancing at the little digital clock on the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wasting any more time in turning the lights off, watching as the room dims around me, and my only source of light are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now that my adrenaline is starting to wear off, I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's giving me a knowing look.
Feeling tired again?
Yeah. That's how I feel 24/7. Probably a mix of the adrenaline and sugar starting to wear off, I think. Maybe I was hallucinating the rabbit after all. I smile slightly at my joke. Moon, however, seems less than amused, giving me a deadpan stare. I clear my throat, reading the room and taking my flashlight back out. Making my way a few steps back past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable lowering behind him. He points a finger at me as he starts hovering off the ground.
Stay there. I'll be right back.
With that, he leaves, the cable allowing him to maneuver over the barriers of the daycare and disappear. Shrugging and lowering my flashlight, I stay put. Not like I was going anywhere anyway. I eventually decided to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting on my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around at my surroundings. Several towers of stacked foam cans, the sparkling floor, and large cutouts of the glam rock animatronics that decorate the place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's weirdly organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never left the place, and I can imagine keeping it looking nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kind of bad, though. Sun and Moon's entire lives are in the daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red eyes peer at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are, Moon. Are we gonna... It's not Moon! A loud ringing hits my ears and I jump, dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up. And a familiar red haze overlays my vision. With it now back in my hands, I pointed in the direction of the eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came, and the noise in my ears fades into nothing but the subtle ambience within the daycare. My arms drop to my sides. I hear the familiar sound of gears and robotics. When I look up, Moon is already re-entering the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw is real, or my mind's playing tricks on me due to stress. Either way, I try taking deep breaths to calm down my rapid beating heart as Moon approaches me, the cable unhooking from his back and retreating back up.
I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things. Also, I brought you this.
He gives me an open can of Fizzy Faz, and although reluctantly I take it. So nothing out of the ordinary?
So far, no.
That's good. He stares at me for a moment as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow it tastes even sweeter than normal.
Did something happen while I was away?
Hmm?
Your heart's racing.
Oh, phew. Should we tell him? I think we have to. Well, Moon's expression softens as he waits for me to answer. I was over here waiting for you to come back. And over there. I pointed to where I saw them, just past the barrier. I saw those red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started hearing the loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when the rabbit lady attacked me, so... Moon looks to where I'm pointing and takes a few steps toward it.
Did it look like she was trying to get in?
I don't know. She was just there. Right before you showed up, she just, well, vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder.
Hopefully, that means she can't get in here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though.
You don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to put my flashlight toward the structure. Shall we now? Moon tilts his head at me.
Shouldn't you give it a minute?
Why?
I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing.
I'll be fine. I've managed the past 12 hours on like 10 minutes of sleep. I'll live. Oh, don't tell him that.
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place are known to splurge.
Moon gives me a bewildered look, sighing in annoyance. Look, just let me deal with this one generator, and after that, sure. Maybe I'll take it easy for a bit. Moon raises an eyebrow, clearly not entirely believing me. Promise. I begrudgingly give in for now. Moon sighs before nodding his head at the structure, motioning for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I set the soda can on the ground by the structure before I follow Moon in. He plops down next to the generator, looking over at me.
Go on.
I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the generator. The machine's LED turned green as the mechanisms came roaring to life. Good, no problems. I do notice that my hand holds the switch is shaking a bit, though. More than normal.
Something wrong.
What?
You're just staring at it.
Oh. I switch the generator back off and pick up my flashlight before making my way back out of the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I waited a moment for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands back up, albeit still slouching, and gives me a concerned look.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah. Why? Moon points at my hand, holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my hold on it as I start walking back to the desk.
See why I told you to take a break now?
I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyway. Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights on. I mark my progress and turn my flashlight off, watching as Sun sits on the desk, lightly kicking his leg back and forth.
So, break time.
Aww! I sigh. I can't. I have to finish this.
Hey, you said you'd take a break after that one.
Sorry, but I can't keep dragging this out.
Come on, please.
I make my way to the cables on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down since my hands are still shaking. A lot. Oh, come on. Take a break for Sunny and Mooney. Stupid character.
No.
Wait. What the? Sun accidentally... Oh, was that supposed to happen? I thought I clicked the wrong one. Sun suddenly grabbed my wrist and practically dragged me away from the wall.
You're shaking. It's not safe to do that now.
Technically, he's not wrong. Hell, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I notice Sun's rays are shrinking a bit, and he's avoiding eye contact. Sun, what did you do?
Okay, maybe I put some sun in the drink. I thought it would help.
Sun! He says it so fast that his words start blending together, but I can still understand him. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Oh! He just drugged me, but I can't stay mad at him. I just can't. Sun let go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. Uh-huh. I try to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun, really?
I know I messed up, but messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe.
I'll be fine. Go along with it. Go along with it? I sigh. You really think so? Sun stares at me for a second before nodding. I raise an eyebrow at him, but I decide to stop resisting. Alright, fine. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment before suddenly picking me up. What?
1 second.
I notice the cable lowering. Good lord, not again. Sun, no!
I'll be careful this time.
You better. The cable lifts us off the ground much more slowly this time. Okay, he isn't messing around this time. Since he's not rushing, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few moments before Sun steps into the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here?
Just a precaution. That's all.
Sure. Taking a look at the room behind us, it feels oddly lonely compared to the daycare. There's a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the bright fluorescent lights behind us. There's some fairy lights hung by the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages, and there's various random objects strewn around the floor, plushies, stools, foam shapes, and other things. In the corner next to a small chair is a broken staff bot, its body mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun give a nervous chuckle, clearly noticing me staring at this, well, less than colorful living space.
Welcome to my room.
Ask why it's messy, why is it so dreary? Oh god. I'm gonna save again, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Kinda messy, don't you think?
Yeah. Neither the kids nor the staff come in here, so we never really thought. Well,
Sun goes and plops down into a single beanbag chair in the corner of the room.
Whatever you want to do up here, feel free.
Okay. I look around a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eye. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely from the kids Sun and Moon look after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy rag dolls and other little things made to look like them, placed neatly on this small table. In another corner, what appears to be a hole in the wall leads into another room. My eyes lean on Sun again. The damaged staff bot rests in his lap as he tries to retouch its head. Aww, he doesn't even seem to notice me watching at all. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how that bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave that question for later. I ask about the drawings, investigate the small room. Let's ask about the drawings. What's this? I point to the corner filled with drawings. Sun beams when he looks at it.
Those are all gifts from the kids. Mooney and I have been keeping each and every one of them.
Sun's head tilts, his fingers lightly tapping on the hardwood floor as he goes on about all the drawings and things the kids made specifically for him and Moon. Got any favorites? My eyes are directed toward this little felt plushie of Sun. The fact that it's handmade is evident, with buttons for eyes and dried white glue all over the seams. Aww!
I can't pick a favorite. I love all of them.
I stumble a laugh. That's sweet. It is. It's so cute. He laughs nervously, but before I can say anything, the fairy lights give a brief flicker before dying out.
Oh, come on.
I just watched as they transform into Moon, who seems surprised.
Those cheap lights are probably burned out.
Ah,
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place aren't known to splurge.
oh, I think we're aware. Nah, I'm not arguing with you.
I will give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being so stingy, I might not even be here right now.
What?
Remember that bug you've been mentioning?
I nod. Moon leans back in the chair a bit, facing the ceiling.
If you want, I can tell you some.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. It would definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes and why the generators are in the place structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion a bit closer to where Moon is and sit down.
Where do I start?
Well, is that why they closed the daycare? How did you deal with it? Is that bug the reason they closed the daycare? I know the place was shut down for a while, but I didn't know why at the time, as that was a few months before I started working here. Moon nods.
It was a safety precaution. They needed time to fix whatever was wrong with me. So for a while, no one but the staff was allowed in here.
So the bug mainly affected you?
Technically. However, it would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. While the staff was using the generators to deal with me, Sun was left on his own for a while. I won't go into detail, but can't imagine what it felt like for it.
Oh, poor babies.
So without seeing anyone, while still having me here.
He sighs, arms spreading out into the floor as he stares at the ceiling.
I should have thought it was the bug harder than I did.
Well, that certainly clears some things up, but it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea what exactly the bug did to Moo, but from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. That and how the bug came about in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the time to ask. You weren't in control, that's concerning. Yeah, well, you weren't in control of yourself, right?
I wasn't, but
Then stop being so hard on yourself. I'd say you're more than making up for it now, and I think Sun agrees with me.
yeah, he does.
Exactly. A small smile creeps onto Moon's face as he sits up. Oh, it's no fair. Why is he so pretty? He really is. He's gorgeous. A small smile crept onto Moon's face as he sits up.
If only the rest of the staff were just as nice. How are you feeling now?
What?
Is all the extra sugar starting to wear out?
I completely forgot about that. even though that's why we're up here in the first place. I stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so.
Alright then.
Moon gets up and walks to the balcony as the cable lowers to his level. Yeah, one sec. Checking my phone for the time and any new notifications, I push myself off the Checking my phone for the time and any new notifications, I push myself up off the floor, one hand on the curtain-covered wall for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm when I pull my hand away. Peeling it off with my other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that's likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eye, though, is one word written in bold black letters. Missing. I don't get a good look at the small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Yeah. I quickly cover up the poster with the curtain before speed walking to Moon. The lights from the daycare shine on the balcony cause Moon to transform back into Sun, who waves at me. I pick up the pace a bit, going to stand next to him. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back down to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. The only other detail I got from that was that the victim is 7 years old. Just a kid.
So, what do you think
Huh?
of what Moon told you about the bug?
Oh. It must have been hard for you both. It's a bit worrying. I think it must have been really hard for you both. Since Moon wasn't in control of himself and you were basically isolated in here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his back.
I don't really like thinking about it, but yeah. It does make me appreciate how things are now, though. It also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too. Not having him around for that long was not fun.
Oh, he's lonely. I shrug. Hey, I'd say you two at least learned something from it. Not that it completely cancels it out, but you know. Sun nods, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cables. I take my phone back out of my pocket to check the time quickly. 5 a.m. I'm officially pulling an all-nighter, nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Okay, let's finish this for real this time. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and then wait, 6. I stayed seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I laid down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I closed my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent light pouring into my eyes, not that it really helps. Hints of orange and yellow managed to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blocks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands on his knees.
Are you okay?
I toss an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good.
Need a hand?
I hear his footsteps as he moves around me, a good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any. Sun's giving me his outstretched hand. Take his hand! Yes, I want to hold it. Breathing out a laugh, I set my arm beside me and use my other hand to grab his. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks.
No problem.
Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. Sun?
Yes?
Is that paint on your back?
Oh? That's nothing. You know how kids are.
Sun laughs bashfully, waving his hand. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that at least? They don't, do they? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes toward the computer. Well, that answers it. That's so sad. It really is. That him and Moon are just so neglected just because the glam rocks are like the main, like, animatronics at the place. And him and Moon are just shoved to the side. It's so depressing. Ask why, say nothing. Oh, God. I'm gonna save again, just in case I say the wrong thing. Ask why? Oh, thank God. Eyebrows furrowed, I follow Sun back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh?
Huh?
I lean over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know, the way you've talked about the staff here, do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
Well, we're not for everyone. Some don't mind us. Others do. But we try.
Uh-huh. So you're sure it's fine? Sun nods, the bells on his wrist emitting a soft chime as he gives him a double thumbs up. But it's not fine! You're being neglected! That's so sad. I want to take him home so bad. Just give him a good like scrubbing and actually give him the love and appreciation he deserves, because he deserves better. He does. You'd think whoever is at parts and service would be more on top of things.
Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them.
Sun! Every part of Sun's body is giving off a different signal. His hands wave everything off. His rays shrink back and the smile he wears seemed forced. Oh, baby, it's okay. I love you. There are so many people that do. Something wrong?
No,
I blink. Sun clearly knows I'm not convinced.
just they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
Sunny! Oh, my heart breaks. It's so sad. Is that about the bug? Sun's staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrists. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
If you insist.
Well, while the daycare was closed, we weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They only stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away. And I heard some of them talking once. One of them asked if we really needed to keep both of us around after.
Oh. So that's why he doesn't like parts and service. He's still worried that they're going to get rid of Moon. Oh, baby, it's okay. I won't let them take Moon. I won't. I'd kill them before they could do that. They're not stealing Moon away.
Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here.
Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all of that just to keep Moon at bay? Huh. Try lifting the mood, ask what Moon did. Oh, God, I don't think we want to ask that. Well, you clearly don't like the idea of being separated like that. Sun nods. But hey, imagine if instead Moon just had his own body.
What?
You know, you both get your own bodies, and you don't do the things where you switch when the lights are turned off and on, you know? I shrug. Sun seems to be deep in thought.
If that happened.
I can hear the gears turning. Literally. Yeah, I do like that idea. Wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense and be easier to have 2 animatronics working in the daycare with a bunch of kids instead of just one? That would make things so much easier, but Fazbear's cheap and they don't want to do that.
Oh my gosh, I can finally hug you!
Oh, please, Sunny! Oh! Aww. I jumped slightly, not expecting Sun to shout like that. Well, someone has his priorities set. But yeah, there's food for thought.
We can't eat though.
Really?
Yes, but why would we?
Just, I heard stories about one of the glam rocks eating trash. I thought maybe...
What?
Chica. Nothing. To be fair, that would explain why their mouth doesn't open. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about how things are now? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour. Didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least that makes this job more interesting than sorting cables in silence.
I can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
That's good, at least. Sun suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going, then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh as Sun sits on the desk again. For fuck's sake, I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I knew I'd be up this late. Sun seems to do a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. What?
Language!
I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Son, I'm an adult, and there's no one around.
I know, just force of habit.
That is cute. Though, I do like his, like, no swearing. I don't know why, that's really cute. I snicker at that. Even when he's not working, he has a filter. Try to make Sunclass. Oh, no. No, I am not going to do that. That's awful. I'm gonna save again just in case. That's cute. That's kind of cute. Sun says nothing for a moment, his rice spinning as he sits cross-legged on the desk.
What?
I shrug, checking my phone for any notifications. Just the fact that you don't cuss at all. You definitely could. It's not like you'd get in trouble for it. But you just, well, don't.
Well, I have to. I'd rather that than ever risk saying something bad in front of the kids out of habit.
How about Moon? Does he have a 24-hour filter?
I think the bug affected his filters.
Oh.
So,
Oh?
it's not fun.
It's a little funny. It kinda is, yeah. Sun silently puts both hands on either side of my head before gently making me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes once, cracking a smile at his antics. Alright, see you in a bit. The usual lights out, Moon's out, sitting cross-legged on the desk.
Drop it.
So about the filter.
Yes, I can say fuck. What about it?
Why is that so funny? I blinked, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to go do that so soon. Nothing. I step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming on when I start walking toward the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal, I only slept for 10 minutes headache and not the weird rabbit lady is about to kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headaches to be from lack of sleep, as if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this. Because I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie.
Don't joke like that.
Shush, I'm coping. Moving on.
That aside, you'd be lucky if they even believed you.
Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me toward the fourth generator.
Not that it's your fault. There isn't no what you would call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon.
Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red light of the next generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more after this and I'm home free. One more and I'll get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see these two again. Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. Ask what the bug made him do. Ask where the bug came from. I'm saving again. I don't think we should ask that. Because it might bring back horrible memories. Ask where it came from? If you don't mind me asking about the bug again, well, any idea where it came from in the first place? Bugs don't just spawn out of nowhere, unless someone messed with your programming or something. Moon doesn't say anything for a bit as he guides me through the structure.
I can't say for sure, but it was definitely some kind of tampering.
You think it was malicious or just some sort of oversight?
Well, it seemed very intentional, so I doubt it was just a mistake in my code. But at least we shouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
We shouldn't? That's good. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm just overthinking this, and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts were cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits right next to the generator.
Your turn.
I nod, shuffling over and flipping the switch, listening to whatever motors and mechanisms are inside power on that LED light flicks to green. 4 down, 1 to go. I turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out. I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arms above his head. For a moment, I'm reminded how tall he and Sun actually are, just as he goes right back to his usual slouch stance. Moon notices me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Ask why he's that tall. Compliment his height. Yeah, you're tall, man. I mean, it makes sense, but it's nice. Christ, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I just asked if the sky is orange.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I didn't really think about it until now, but my god, you're built like a whole giraffe. He really is. Moon snickers at my comment, leaning back against the structure behind us.
Should I take that as a compliment?
Oh! Hell yes, I'm flirting with this man. How can you expect not to flirt with the face like that? The pretty face. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while he waits for my response. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Jesus Christ, why is he looking at me like that? I know, right? He's so pretty, goddammit. I wish it was real. This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I gave him an awkward thumbs up as if I didn't just forget how the English language works. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertaining at my embarrassment.
Cute.
No, you're cute. He giggles to himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Jesus Christ. Am I really flirting with a robot right now? Yes I am. And I have no regrets. Maybe it's about time I do some serious introspection. Or I pretend that's entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. My god, no focus. No, don't focus. I quickly snapped myself out of whatever I was just experiencing. Of course I follow him back, stopping at the computer.
Last one.
I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier I felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it's already 6 a.m. With my hand on the mouse, I stare at the screen with the option to turn the lights back on. Maybe it's just paranoia over something bad happening when I step out the door, but part of me doesn't want to leave yet. Even though I already know I can't stay forever. I guess Moon caught me staring into space, though, as he waves at a hand in front of my face. I blink, snapping back to reality. Huh?
It looked like you were spacing out.
Oh, well, you'd be right about that. We stayed in silence for a minute before Moon speaks again. Yeah?
Do you think we'll see each other again after this?
I don't know what I can say to that. I don't make those decisions, but considering how kind Sun and Moon have been to me, it would be nice to see them more often. Yeah, I want to see the scrunglies. The pretty face. Actually, thinking about it makes me remember something else. Well, I don't make those choices here, but I know that the Glamrocks all have their designated mechanics. I just barely noticed Moon's expression brightening slightly. Maybe if I get some more time here, I could ask about that?
If it helps, Sunny and I could put in a good word for you.
Yes, I would like that. I would like that very much, Moon. That would definitely help. Thanks. I look back at the screen, feeling a bit of a new motivation. Ready? Moon nods and I turn the lights back on, wasting no time getting to the last few cables that need sorting. Okay, here we go. Okay. Where's... Oh. 4... 5... 6... 7... 8. Before I can even move, Sun picks me up and places me on my 2 feet himself. Looking up, I can see him smiling down at me, his hands on my shoulders. Hey, Sun.
Hello.
So, what do you think of my little designated mechanic idea?
It's a great idea. But until then, please stop by whenever you can, okay?
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sun's expression brightens, his rays retracting and expanding in what I think is safe to describe as joy. We both stand in silence for a moment and I glance back at the computer. All I have left is to turn the lights off to test the last generator and then I'm home free. I think Sun notices my gaze as he lets go of my shoulders and lightly nudges me to the computer.
Go on. I'm sure you want to go home, right?
Well, yes, but at the same time, no, because I want to spend more time with you and your pretty face! I shrug. Would be nice to go passed out for a few hours. What about you, though?
Well, I won't be leaving anytime soon. I still have plenty to do to prepare for tomorrow when we reopen.
That makes sense. And he legally can't leave, so... I decided to quit stalling and turn off the lights for a last time, Sun standing behind me as I do so. As usual, the daycare is cloaked in a droning ambience, and I can clearly hear the attendance mechanisms behind me as Sun transforms into Moon again. You ready? Moon nods, already walking ahead.
Small question.
Hmm?
Would you mind if we walked you out of here? Just in case that person is still around somewhere.
Oh, not at all. As I follow him, I get flashbacks to just a few hours ago. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, thanks.
It's the least we can do.
The last generator is at ground level, so it doesn't take long for us to find it. I still have to tell Vanessa about that whole thing later, too.
That's true.
Whenever I come back here, I'll keep you and Sun updated. Scooting over to the generator, I flip the switch. To my absolute surprise, it works. After switching it off, Moon and I exit the structure in silence. So, this is it, huh? Moon nods as he walks back to the desk. I follow. I look at the computer screen before glancing back at Moon. How come goodbye? Ignoring the computer for now, I wrap my arms around Moon's torso in a tight hug. He freezes for a moment, most likely not expecting it. He eventually hugs me back, though, gently placing his hands on my back. We stay like that for a minute. I'm practically leaning on him, and I feel his hands lightly gripping the back of my shirt. I do let go eventually, though, smiling up at Moon as I'm about to turn the lights on. Moon smiles back, his arms crossed. My hand on the computer mouse, I glance back at Moon for the last time tonight. God damn it! Moon, will you stop looking at me? With that sexy face of yours, that smile, and those eyes. Stop it! Stop it! See ya, Moon. Moon smiles slightly, his head tilted a bit.
Goodbye.
The daycare is lit up again, and I watch as Moon transforms into Sun. Not a word leaves his mouth. So, ready to head out? He shrugs, fidgeting with his hands.
I guess this will be my first time out of the daycare, which is exciting.
Yay! Oh, yep. I go to pick up my stuff and make sure I'm not forgetting anything as I walk to the door next to the desk. Sun goes ahead and moves some of the makeshift barricade away. I gesture for him to follow me before I push the button on the wall, taking a few steps back while the door opens. As we're making our way to the nearby staff-only room, I glance back at Sun, who seems almost mesmerized at our surroundings. I don't blame him. He's never been able to see the rest of the pizza plex through his own eyes until now. The staff-only room is pretty mundane, but Sun is lightening up at every detail. He seems to snap out of it once we reach the exit, though. His eyes are back on the door, and he's back to fidgeting with his hands. Last hug. Dropping my stuff on the floor, I charge at Sun with a smile, making him stumble back a bit. He seems almost stunned for a moment before picking me up and squeezing me back, laughing. I lightly kick my feet back and forth in the air, just savoring the moment before I have to leave. Sun steps ahead of me to hold the door open in a nearly empty parking lot waiting outside. Thanks, Sun.
No problem.
After taking a few steps outside, I look back at him, waving my free hand. He waves back, energetic as ever. Oh! Baby boy.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye. I continue my walk to my car, hearing the door close behind me and the faint sound of bells slowly fade away. I get to my car without any problems, placing my belongings on the passenger seat before starting the engine. I can feel a small headache coming on as I back out of my spot, but I'm sure it's nothing some sleep won't fix. As I'm leaving, though, I notice something in my rearview mirror. Or at least I think I do. When I look through, there's nothing unusual. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I decide I want to get home before I pass out behind the wheel, so I keep my eyes on the road, leaving the pizza plex behind me for the night. Oh, and that is it. That is the dating sim. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little, I guess, Valentine's Day special. This was a really, really cute, fun game. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Sun and Moon fan. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I hope you all have a nice day. See ya!